What's going on, gentlemen?
That's right. You froze up over there? Can't hear you.
I'm here.
Yeah, I'm talking about Jermaine. He froze up, I think. You might have to go out and come back in.
If you can hear me, I can't see you guys.
We can hear you though.
And see you.
Hold on. Let me see if I can go out and come back in.
All right, he's gonna go out and come back in.
Hey, all good, man. All good. Technology be like that sometimes.
Yeah. We're gonna get rolling in a minute though.
I see you with your studio.
All right.
All right, what you got, man?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Welcome to a new edition of the Sports Shop 27. I'm your host, Jermaine Coulter, and I got my co-host right here, KJ, Kevin Johnson. And today's special guest, hey, we got a big-time Big 10, Big 12 player.
They're all the same
from
now.
Oklahoma. Man, he played in a lot of bowl games, played against Florida State, Miami, played on a big Oklahoma team and went to a lot of national championships, and he had a lot of catches. Man, he was like the Cooper Cup back then in college football at OU. So we like to welcome today's guest,
Come on with it, man.
Kenney. What's going on, Big Cam?
What's going on, guys?
What's up, man?
Steve, you salute. You do it all, man. I appreciate your hospitality, man. Appreciate you guys having me.
Yeah, so glad to have you, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sorry for the technical difficulties and things of nature, but let's get right into it. Let everybody know where you're from and a little bit about your background.
From the suburbs of Atlanta, about 30 miles north, in between Lawrenceville and Tequila, Georgia. Had the opportunity to go to Tequila High School. Graduated in 2007.
Okay, cool.
Hey, so what age you started playing sports, man, and what sport was your first love?
Oh, man, it was soccer. Soccer all day. Soccer was the best way to fundamentally get your feet right. And then I had the opportunity to get onto the football in middle school, but soccer was definitely that first love for sure.
Hey, that's what's up, man.
Okay. So what age did you start playing football or any other sports? I mean, talk about your journey with soccer first, and then talk about the next sport that you played.
Well, I mean, soccer was starting out in the neighborhood, neighborhood before elementary school. Didn't really have the funds to go play soccer, so then I was able to eventually get on a soccer team. Had parents, coaches look out for me, pay for my soccer training and all that. Didn't have the opportunity to make actually payments on it. But we worked something out, and then I actually got the opportunity to start playing football in 6th grade. Had different color cleats, had soccer cleats my whole life. I just looked different out there. I had 3 different color helmets. I was just that guy that didn't have it, didn't know what he was doing, but I made it work.
Hey, what position you started off in football though?
It was defensive back for sure, and kicker. Kicker was my specialty. I was a kicker growing up, definitely playing soccer. But I would say kicking was one of those callings that I should have stuck with. But unfortunately, kickers weren't the cool guys growing up where I was from.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Yeah. I know how it is, man. I used to kick too in the high school.
Absolutely.
So, yep. Going through those camps and kicking all those punts, man, your leg get tired after a while. For real.
I couldn't throw. I couldn't throw the ball.
Like, oh my God, my leg's about to go numb.
All day, every day.
Yep. So talk about playing defensive back in the 6th grade and actually just switching sports. Talk about that, switching cultures a little bit too. Talk about that a little bit.
I would definitely say they go hand in hand. If you're able to do something with your feet, you can definitely do it with your hands. And I think that's the first thing I would tell kids is playing sports. Try something you're not used to. Do something different because that's going to translate to the next series in your life, especially playing athletics like football.
That's right. That's right. Hey, name some famous athletes you looked up to, man, when you was a kid. They help you out with your craft.
Oh man, it was Deion Sanders for sure. Deion Sanders, and then definitely Ocho Cinco, probably when I was in high school. But Deion Sanders was that guy.
That's what's up, man.
Okay, cool. So we leave sixth grade. You go into eighth grade. You still playing defensive back, or you playing a little bit of receiver now? You playing both ways. You returning punts.
Yeah, I mean, I was always that guy from sixth to seventh grade. And then I got on the eighth grade team, and I was playing running back, wide receiver, kicker, growing up until the eighth grade season. Then I got on that team where my dad wasn't the coach, so I didn't play at all from eighth grade going into ninth, 10th grade. Didn't really play at all, man. So just got kind of overlooked. But I was that kicker. I was a kicker for sure.
Man,
Wow.
wow.
So when you make the transition to wide receiver, what age were you?
Probably my senior year. I think at that age, everyone's either bigger, faster, or stronger. So I was always playing running back, growing through the little leagues. Got to high school, was still small, undersized, underweight. So I was the kicker, and I was a defensive back. It wasn't until my senior year when I came and we finally stuck with the wide receiver thing, and it worked out good for me.
Hey, who was the head coach at your high school?
My head coach was Mr. Kevin Maloof, Coach Maloof, legendary coach in the Georgia metro area. His father was a legendary coach in the Georgia metro area. Hard nosed, old school coach. They definitely get better, but I took pride in playing for Mr. Maloof.
That's what's up, man.
Name some of the teams that you guys were rivals with, and some of the tough, competition you had in your division in Georgia.
I mean, growing up, like I said, it was a smaller school, but by the time I got to high school, everything kind of changed. We grew up playing North Gwinnett, Brookwood. Our latest rival was Mill Creek. It was a new school being built back in the day, so we had the opportunity to play them their first or second year actually opening up. So I would definitely say Mill Creek. I mean, from Grayson to Central Gwinnett, everything in the Gwinnett area. Those are our guys that we kind of competed with every day, every week, and 7-on-7s.
So,
Okay.
what other sports did you play in high school?
Oh man, again, soccer. I was a soccer from freshman. Started on varsity my freshman year. Grew up playing soccer. Thought that was my calling. Again, I didn't really take pride in football until my senior year.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So your senior year, you must have had a real coming out year. Let's talk about that a little bit. You know what I'm saying? You I guess you was just taking it to the house. I mean, you went from kicker to actually the primary receiver, the go-to guy. What happened that summer, man? Just talk to us about it.
Puberty. Long story short, like I said, I didn't have the opportunity to play. Actually got dismissed from my high school for a silly altercation that wasn't really my fault. The principal tried to break up a fight. Some guys were trying to jump me, say they were trying to break up a fight. Principal got hurt, got kicked out my whole junior year. So I got to go to the alternative school, the Gift Center, and then came back my senior year and was able to showcase my skills and show that I grew up as a person. And it just went as hard as I could from there.
That's what's up, man. So that was a learning experience, man.
Oh man, like I said, everyone goes through something. You may be in the wrong, you may be in the right. Again, it was definitely a blessing for a reason. I don't think I would have been the person I was today if I wasn't in that opportunity, or if I didn't have that opportunity to take a look back and see what I was missing out on. My team, my high school team, was actually able to go to state that year, or maybe semifinals, and I didn't even get to go to the games because I had to get permission from the principal to go to the games and attend. So I was actually able to get that opportunity. The principal knew it really wasn't the way I was supposed to pan out, but I was able to make it. And sure enough, I came back my senior year, and they all apologized.
Man. So I'm gonna ask a question. It's kind of off subject, but it's related to football. Okay. You guys both from the state of Oklahoma and play football there. So tell everybody what it's like playing high school football in that area, and how people take football serious and things of that nature.
I'm about to say, I grew up in Atlanta, so I'm from the suburbs of Atlanta. We're in the South. They take pride in football. Being able to live out here for the past 11, 13 years, they breathe football. I thought we did it back in Georgia, but in Oklahoma, they breathe football, and especially Oklahoma football.
That's right.
That's it. All right, man. Well, we got some highlights, man, from you in high school. We want to show everybody. For everybody that's watching, we appreciate you tuning in. Subscribe, follow us on Facebook, subscribe on YouTube and Spotify and Deezer. Okay. All right. We appreciate you doing that. Let's go ahead and take a look at this video.
Bringing back memories.
Let's do it.
This is against Clark Central, the team close to UGA. Like I said, I wasn't that guy at this time. I had the opportunity to play offense, defense.
All right.
Like I said, it was a big game. I remember meeting up with a scout later down the road. He said, I think he scored like 27 points. I mean, they were very impressed in Athens. I had the opportunity to go back up there and get recruited out of junior college. But this game was definitely one of those games that they didn't think us country boys can go up to Clark Central and put work in, and we went up there and did our thing. Shout out to the 07 Tequila boys.
That's what's up.
Oh,
I see.
That's just angles. That's just angles, man. That's just angles.
You can't teach that.
Definitely had Pedialyte at halftime.
Cramping up.
Playing both ways like that. Okay.
Man, it would be tough. Like I said, I don't know how you're able to do it, but I guess being youthful helps out.
Oh, you blow them up.
Yeah, I see.
What ranking was this team you're playing against right here?
This is actually when we went down to 4A. They were definitely one of the stronger 4A teams, so I couldn't really say that they were ranked or anything like that, but we came from that state playoff appearance the year before, but then we dropped down levels because of the new Mill Creek School. So this was probably one of the better teams in the area. Again, everyone was brand new. Nobody knew anything about this school. But this was one of the tougher, quicker teams out at that time. So we had to go in and show what we can do.
That's right.
This is making me tired. I think it was Georgia Military Academy that came and talked to me after this. Whenever I was in high school, was the only people I had come and talk to me was Georgia Military and Dean Community College.
Wow,
that was a bad snap.
So did you play any All-Star games?
I was actually somebody was able to call out of the All-Star game in Georgia, North versus South All-Star game. So I had an opportunity to join one of my teammates, Cole Brody. He was a running back, and I actually got the opportunity to join him last minute. Somebody canceled, so I was able to make it happen.
Wow, you went from just being a kicker, you only come on the field when it's time to kick, to being an all-state player playing in the All-Star game. At that time, you said you had Georgia Military looking at you. When did OU and other teams started looking at you? Was it after the All-Star game, or was it after the season?
Well, like I said, I only had Dean Community College. It wasn't until I was in junior college. I had the opportunity to figure out where I wanted to go. I had Jacksonville State. They wanted me to gray shirt, and I found a connection with somebody, a mentor of mine, and he was able to make sure that he said, take your butt to Kansas, see what happens, and do your part, and I'll do my part, and it worked out lovely.
Yeah, you take any visits?
No, I didn't have any. I didn't have a visit to take. Again, I had Dean Community College. I didn't have one scholarship offer. My GPA, ACT scores, all that, just took them all once. Just wasn't really focused at the time. So I was just riding the wave of being a good athlete, wasn't paying attention to the classes or the grades.
So what coach recruited you to go to Oklahoma, OU?
OU, it was Coach Kevin Wilson. They just came out of the national championship. They had a wide receiver getting a little bit of trouble from Atlanta. So they ended up letting him go, and they picked me up last minute.
Ooh, man. That's nice.
Was he in the recruiting pool with you, or was it someone else?
Well, no, like I said, I was recruited out of the junior college. I was in the top 10, top 15 junior college players. As long as Jason Pierre-Paul, myself, we had a couple of guys come out that year, and then, like I said, I had every option I wanted. I was I was committed to the Auburn Tigers. Tuberville left. I took off. Committed to Georgia. Matthew Stafford left. I left. So I actually had the opportunity. Oklahoma came, so it was either Matthew Stafford or Sam Bradford, and Sam came off the Heisman, so I was on my way to Oklahoma.
Dang.
There you go.
So,
yeah, man. So talk about your experience at Oklahoma. The first day of school, who's the guy that embraced you?
Say that again?
the first day of school on campus or practice, who was the first guy or first person that embraced you?
Oh man, probably my roommate. Coming out of a junior college, I roomed with a freshman at a Norman High School. He was a kicker. I had to stay in the dorm for 2 months for the summer workouts, but I was able to actually go to my own apartment after that. But I mean, it was just right off back, the person that you're forced to live with. As a young kid, I'm coming out of a junior college. He's coming out of a walk-on from Norman High School. So I mean, it was just, I mean, game recognized game. I mean, he didn't get the opportunity to play further than that summer, but anybody you meet, game always recognized game. So I think it worked out good, but I was there 2 months before I went to class. We were there all summer, 5 a.m. workouts before the sun rose, with media and everybody checking out Sam Bradford, and they considered me a junior, so I had to do everything the juniors did.
So did you play right away though?
No, actually, no. Like I said, I had a bunch of hype coming in, and I did not play right away. I actually had to sit out the whole entire first game at the Jerry Jones facility, the first game that ever got played there versus BYU. I was in the mix for the first game. Game time showed up. I didn't touch the field one time, so it definitely took a little bit of a hit for me. But that's life. You get prepared for a lot of things, and things don't always turn out the way you want them to be.
That's right, man.
Right. Let's talk about that experience right there, overcoming that hurdle, having to prove yourself time and time again in front of different people, being in that position, playing sports, that you always constantly have to show up every day, or is somebody else that's going to take your spot, whether you get hurt or whether, you know, you're going to give it your all in practice. It's just basically you have to practice how you play, like really. You know, so talk about that place where you're at, where you're trying to come out of that hole and you're trying to prove yourself to not only the others, your coach, but yourself, that you're the number one guy.
Well, I mean, when you get to D1, it changes a lot of different things. Coming out of a high school, coming out of a junior college, always being that guy, you come to a D1 and there's a bunch of those guys. So it could be any day, unless you're that guy. Like I said, there's only one or two guys that got that guaranteed lock position. Unfortunately, it was not me. So every week would change, every game would change. If you drop a ball, it's a change. So it was really tough, but it makes life easy now. Seeing how you can overcome it, it's definitely something you had to work on. I only had 2 years to come in and make an impact on a team, and it was tough. It definitely was tough. I think I said my neck still hurts from looking at the jumbotron the whole time at the Dallas Arena because it's a big screen. I sat that whole game and got humbled real quick. My mother, all my family was there, and they had to watch me experience how that worked. But it worked out. Like I said, I didn't have the career I would always wanted to have, but there's a lot of ups and downs that people don't see behind closed doors that makes the people that we are who we are today.
Yeah. Hey, talk about some good defensive backs you had to face in your conference, man, each week.
I mean, top off the back is Dominique Franks, Brian Jackson. Those were our guys that came in off the national championship team that following year. Dom Franks got drafted by the Falcons, but in the conference, I didn't see nobody. All I saw was the 4 pictures that they held up in the conference room, and I looked at their faces, and they were just another player. It didn't matter who they were, but I could say maybe the best one might have been Sam Shields or Smith from Colorado, who played with the Ravens, Jimmy Smith. Those guys have obviously made a great career out of themselves, but I got what I needed to out of them.
Okay. All right. So let's talk about some of the wins, some of the your best games. You know, talk about some of your favorite games, some of your favorite teams to play, and why they were some of your favorite teams to play.
Coming from Atlanta, junior college, coming with a bunch of guys that are from the state of Florida. That's one thing that they always say. You go to Oklahoma because you can't handle the Florida speed or the South speed. So I enjoyed doing that. So I have my first season, my first year out of my junior year. The only touchdown I had the whole year was in Miami. I think I had maybe 4 or 5 catches for 100-something yards and a touchdown on Sam Shields. That was my coming out game. Going down to Miami with my family coming into town. And some of my junior college guys from Florida to watch me do my thing on the University of Miami is pretty special.
All right, cool. So you can go ahead and talk about your bowl victories and your bowl experiences. I know you had a lot of those. I know you was in the Fiesta Bowl one time. Talk about that experience, and also talk about some of the players you played with at OU. Some of the guys that impact your life that were good players and good men on and off the field.
Definitely have to say Landry Jones. He was actually able to take me under. Again, Sam Bradford went down. The reason I came to this school, and Landry ended up taking the role since Sam was out. Mm-hmm. And I would say, like I said, I didn't have the best career. So my first season I was there, like I said, it was on and off the field. Play a game, sit out 2 games. Play a game, sit out 1 game. So the first bowl game was the Brute Sun Bowl versus Stanford in El Paso, Texas. Again, didn't see the field. So I had maybe 1 or 2 plays versus Sherman. I think they had Toby Gerhart. We had a pretty good squad. But again, it was one of those years that you realize that if you don't put the work in all year round, stuff happens and guys take that opportunity from you. So you just got to make sure you stay on point with it.
Yeah, that's right, man.
Okay. All right. So we got some highlights right here from OU. We're going to take a look at your career highlights.
Man,
I think it might be music on this. I'm not sure. If it is, hey, we don't own the rights to the music or to this clip. We just want to put that disclaimer out. Make sure you guys subscribe on YouTube and follow us on Facebook. All right? All right.
Fires for the first down. Got it. Kenney. Cameron Kenney in a foot race. 40, 30, 20. Cuts for the end zone and puts it away for the Sooners. Oh, my. What a play. 86 yards when they had him backed up in 3rd and long. We thought the freshman had the speed, but did you see Kenney turn on the afterburners?
Especially with their feet.
Well,
Good player. He's going to be a first-round pick.
Man, he's got Kenney wide open. Cameron Kenney coming off his best game as a Sooner takes it inside the 45.
Cameron Kenney, one of the 2 deep men for the Sooners here. Short kick, fielded by Kenney on a hop. Has some running room. Down the sideline, up to midfield, and hurdles out of bounds at that point. And Oklahoma will have great field position. And inside the 20 down to the
Jones is just slowing things down and taking exactly what the defense is open.
Cameron Kenney battles for the first down and has it inside the 10, out at the 8. It stopped on its 2nd possession, the big statistical edge to Oklahoma. That will continue with another big play and a touchdown for Cameron Kenney.
Florida State wasn't even lined up properly there.
They're having trouble with this tempo as well. Landry Jones on target to Cameron Kenney.
Everybody's picking the pace up right now. The Sooners have them on their heels right now.
Right down the seam, wide open. James Hanna.
Time to throw on 3rd and 9, out of the backfield. First down for Oklahoma. It's Cameron Kenney who makes the catch inside the Texas Tech 30.
Looking in Broyles' direction, comes back underneath, and that time he hit number 6 coming out. Play action Murray, throw middle, and Kenney's got it for the score. 2nd touchdown pass for Landry Jones here tonight. Put it up. Find a seam. Across midfield is Kenney again. What a difference he has made. Fires for the first down. Got it. Kenney. Cameron Kenney in a foot race. 40, 30, 20. Cuts for the end zone and puts it away for the Sooners. Oh, my. What a play. Motion out of it. Got one-on-one. Nakamura, they'll throw against him, and a great move that time by Cameron Kenney. Kenney drove off number 21 and came back for the complete. Jones running away from pressure, guns it to the sideline for the first down, hit Kenney. Trouble again, steps away from Mr. Crick, fires back middle, got his man. Trouble again, steps away from Mr. Crick, fires back middle, got his man. Thrown out of bounds is Cameron Kenney, and they were trying to strip him. 4th downs here tonight. This is the 4th time they've gone for it on 4th down. And they make it again with Kenney. Offensive line gives it great time this time. High. Kenney pulls it down.
It's a pistol formation. Murray in the pistol. The top goes to his left. Pass upfield thrown. Caught by Kenney at the 37 and the 40 and a first down, it appears. From the Oklahoma 19-yard line. Landry Jones looks to his right. Throws a pass. Caught by Kenney after juggling it. He caught it and then picks up across the 30-yard line. Playing the snap to his right. It's Moses Madu back to pass. Landry Jones fires a pass far side, caught by Kenney and out of bounds for the first down. A perfect pass that time by Landry Jones. Formation from the 26, 2nd and 10. UConn 26. Landry Jones blitz pass caught by Kenney at the 20 down the 15. Makes another tackle, gets down to the 10 inside. Quick snap for the Sooners.
There
back
he
to
is.
pass.
There
Have
he
a
is.
man
There
wide
he
open,
is.
long pass downfield. Caught to the 20, to the 15, to the 10, to the 5. Touchdown, Oklahoma.
Nasty.
Oklahoma.
Nasty. Moss.
So, high definition has changed our lives, hasn't it?
Yep. So you burn a lot of guys. You know, who's the hardest defense? I know Prince Akamuro was probably like the top defensive back in the nation during that time. Didn't he get the award for that?
He was, but he was probably the nicest guy I ever met. After the game, I think he knew he was out of there, but he was like, "Man, great game, good job. You're a hell of an athlete." He may not even have cussed. So he was a very, very nice guy. Definitely was brought up the right way. But yeah, man, he made a great career. I think he played 10 years, 3 different teams. So it's good to see those guys, especially succeed and know that I did work for them.
Yeah, man. Yes, sir. So, you had a great career at Oklahoma. You know, ups and downs, part of life, part of the career, football,
Absolutely.
anything we do. You know, challenges and things. So, talk about going into the NFL draft or in the combine. Talk about that experience, being a kicker in high school, playing big-time college football with a Heisman Trophy winner, going to the national championship maybe a few times. I know that during those years, you guys were in the top 5, playing with top-tier running backs as well. So talk about just all that that was going on at your tenure and then going into the draft and how you prep for that.
Well, I mean, like I said, all the players I played with, from Sam Bradford to Jermaine Grissom, Trent Williams, all those guys were top 5 picks. So they already had everything set up. All we could do is look at them and, hope to be in their shoes, really. But, the guys that you play with, they're human just like us. Some have had easier paths. Some have had harder paths. Some deserve it. Some don't. But the way that the people handle themselves and the people that you're around, you really figure out who's down for you as a person. Because a lot of those guys, you may never see them again. So you really figure out a couple of guys that you stick with. And I'm still in a group message today with all my receivers in the same room that, we might have animosity to, but these guys still communicate every day, and they're watching games, talking less about everybody. So it's cool to be able to see that nowadays, especially being an adult outside looking in. You can appreciate it.
Oh, yeah, most definitely.
All right. So going into the combine, or did you go into the combine? Talk about that a little bit.
I did not. I did not get invited to the combine, nor I don't think I was able to get that opportunity. Like I said, I was just another guy going through rotation. I was able to lead the nation in the last 3 games of the season. I think that's when I finally came to. It's just disappointing that I only had 2 years to make a name for myself. So I was able to get that done in the last 3 games. Thanks for my quarterback and my teammates giving trust in me. But I didn't have that opportunity. So I still thought I deserved that opportunity. So I left school early, left school 9 hours short, went back to Atlanta to train.
Okay.
Got the opportunity to train with Terrence Mathis for a little bit. And then I switched to a track coach, Paul Doyle. He's a track guy for the Olympic team. Tried to get my 40 down. found an agent, agent found me, took a chance on me. Marty McGrid, shout out. And he actually came into Atlanta, flew down, and said, let's take a chance on you. Not a lot of guys would. He was a guy that took a lot of free agents. And I got the opportunity to go to Pro Day. Had one goal in mind, to run a 4.4, and I was not able to get that 4.4. So I was able to clock 4.5 all 3 times. And again, it's all about running that 40. I wish I could stand up to run instead of getting in a stance. I just couldn't get out of that stance. But I did good.
Yeah, man.
Go ahead, KJ.
Talk about playing with the LA Chargers, man.
Oh, man. I mean, like I said, it was a lockout year the year I came out. Didn't have a lot of hopes. A lot of everybody I was watching the draft coming in and out. I was marking names off the list. I had 2 guys get drafted right underneath me in the rankings. So definitely a disappointment, but I had 10 minutes to decide if to be a free agent for the Atlanta Falcons or the San Diego Chargers. Me being from Atlanta, definitely didn't think I needed to be at home. Figured I'd take my butt to California and make a name for myself out there. They didn't have any big time. Excuse me. The only person I think was big time that I didn't know was big time because I never seen the Chargers was Malcolm Floyd. That was one gentleman that took me under his wing. He kind of knew my background, and he took me under his wing. But when I got there, they signed 3 other veterans from Patrick Creighton. I mean, that was when we had Bob Sanders, Takeo Spikes, and, of course, Phillip Rivers. But it was definitely a choice I had to make. Definitely felt like that was the right decision. But I didn't want to go back home. I needed to get away.
Oh, yeah.
I understand. So you get to the Chargers and you played with, a couple Hall of Fame players, notable guys that probably got some franchise records. Did you know? I think LaDainian was gone when you got there, correct?
Right. It was Jacob Hester and the young cat from California school. Matthews, brother Matthews.
Okay.
So yeah, like I said, it was those guys right there. Gatesy, Phillip Rivers. I think that was Bob Sanders last year. So it was a great opportunity. Before the veterans got there, we went about 60, 70 plays a day. So when they got there, I went down about 4 to 5 plays a day. Made it to the last man's cut, and then they cut all the free agents the last game. So part of the business. That definitely wasn't my first experience. So you learn.
Did you play any preseason games?
I got to play the last minute of a preseason game, so you kind of know how that kind of stands. When you get thrown in there in a 2-minute drill, the last drive, you kind of know what's going on after that last drive. So you got to give it your all. Had an opportunity to make a game-winning catch, ran the wrong route. Scott Tolzien, quarterback, still threw me the ball. Didn't go the way I wanted to versus Seahawks. But again, that's just the way it works. And that next morning, all the free agents got cut. And then after that, I was able to take my butt back home to Atlanta and got the opportunity to go back to the Seahawks later down the road because of that game.
Yeah, talk about life. Talk about life after football. What did you got going on now?
It's life. So I mean that's the most important thing is you got life. There's something besides football. Not a lot of people can take it. A lot of people go through a lot of mental issues, myself included. Everyone goes through their own thing. I think I found my calling about 4 or 5 years ago. I couldn't get a job at Home Depot. Got a college degree, couldn't get a job at Home Depot. Ended up processing some claims for a little company, and my wife actually got me that job. And next thing you know, that boss man retired and started his own tire and wheel business. So right now, I'm the manager at an R&R Tire Express. We offer wheels and tire payment programs to people that can't afford them to come out of pocket right away. So I've been able to do that the past 2-3 years. Been with the company 6 years. Became a manager in 2 years. So that's my life now is wheels and tires. Never knew anything about cars.
That's what's up, man.
Okay, cool. So what did football teach you the most? The journey, the ups and downs. You still get to live out a dream at the end of the day. Get to put on the NFL jersey. Get to experience the locker room and conversations with great elites. I know life is life and we all equal humans, but just talk about just accomplishments that you made and all the people that you like to thank along your journey.
It'd just be my mother, man. I can name a bunch of people, but without her, none of this would be possible for sure. Football teaches you a lot. It makes you a different character. It builds character. But when all that's gone, that's when the test really hits, and all that training you've done keeps you going to life now. It makes life easy. If you can make it through those workouts, it makes life easy. So life's easy because of it. You appreciate it now looking in. Back then you thought it was a job. But now you appreciate it. You get to see it on TV and you say, man, we were there. But right now it's life. Life's good. Can't complain. Crazy times, but life's good.
That's right, man.
All right. All right. Any other shout outs you want to give before we head out?
Oh, man. Like I said, Mom Dukes, my best friend Irv, and definitely my wife.
Okay, cool. Let the people know, actually, like your social media handles, if you have any, if, OU fans, if they want to, hey, you coming to a tailgate?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm old school, man. I don't do any of the new stuff. All that stuff just distracts you from what's important in life. So I just haven't been able to follow along with it. The only way you can get in contact with me is through my cell phone number or my mother. She's connected with everybody. She does it all. So all you got to do is type in Patty Roth, Patricia Roth. She'll get you in contact with me.
That's right, man.
All right, no problem, man.
Come on, man.
Yeah. Any message for the youth before we leave?
Oh, man, just have fun. The second you don't have fun, figure something else out that makes you happy. Doesn't have to be sports, as long as you're happy. Because a lot of things you take for granted. Sports are always great. It teaches you a lot, brings you around a lot of good people. But at the end of the day, if you're not happy as a person, if you're not having fun, figure something out that makes you have fun.
That's right.
That's it. All right, man. Well, we appreciate you coming on the show, man. Thanks
for
tuning in, everybody. Make sure you follow us on our Facebook and YouTube and subscribe on Spotify and Deezer, all right? It's not how you start, it's how you finish.
Absolutely.
And make sure you guys stay safe and wear your mask, all right?
See y'all at the top, fellas.
Man. Thanks for coming on, man.